Course design. It's important for you and your instructional designer to step back before you start producing any content and consider the course design. It will help your instructional designer understand what you need to do, and it will also help you build your content in a quicker way. The map is laid out with a few different things. From a high-level point of view, these rows are what are important. They represent a week. You will see here there's 13 steps. That is to guide you building your content through the week. And it also enables you to consider the type of content on a high level. You will see an example below. And as you can see within that example, it's green, red, green, yellow, etc. On a very basic level, to change the colours, you simply click on the sticky, the box, and you change it. And then if you want to consider if it's A or P, you just double click within it and you change it. Okay, so now to consider what the colours represent. If we go over here, we'll have a look what the colours mean. You can see here, practice means assessment, MCQs. Okay, that's quite common to end the course on. Accusation is the delivery of your content. So that's the green. You may want to build a discussion in between. You may want them to go and do a blog. If you did, that would be the purple. So that's very high level. You can see what I mean. So you're saying, what type of content is it? And then you're stepping back and saying, okay, that student, will they be active or passive when they're looking at that content or using that content? So when looking at a video, the student is sitting there and watching, so it's passive. And then perhaps we have a quiz after it, and that's active. The reason we put that quiz in is otherwise we'd be going from passive to passive along the way. The chances are then your student will become disengaged and drop out because essentially it's quite boring for the student just to keep getting information fed to them without them doing anything. So that's important for you to stop and consider that. So once you have that done, so we have all our greens here, then the next thing is to consider that content that we're delivering. Is it always going to be a video? It's actually better to mix it up. So video and text perhaps. So maybe that's what your pattern becomes. Okay? And you also have the ability, if you want to, with your text, have an audio file as well. So you can build up your content as you go along and then consider the type of content you're building. So if I was doing their video, I'm very quickly going to say video for every second one. And then I'm going to put in text in between. Now you can see from that example, I only need 3 videos. Whereas previously I might have thought I needed 6 videos. And then I can actually have text in between. For most lecturers, text is quicker to build because they have content already. So it's just a matter of rearranging, looking at the language that's been delivered and the word count that's on screen. So then they can concentrate on delivering content on videos. The other thing to consider as well, if you have a lot of content and it's very low level content, it doesn't require explanation. That is better delivered in text format. When you're trying to explain a complicated, a more in-depth part of your topic, that's what requires a video. By stepping back and considering these options, it helps the instructional design process to speed up. So again, consider, are we going to start with text or video? So maybe it's video. Maybe the next one is text. And then in between that, doing some sort of questions, some sort of activities. And there you start building your process. You're considering active and passive along the way. You're considering multiple formats for the students. And you're creating an engaging course. That's what makes the process speed up for you and your instructional designer.